Bob, I have so many stories.
I'm sure.
Of how God has just moved, where we will share with somebody. We'll just sit down. I'll give you one story. When I was in a Middle Eastern country and I was in a taxi, and I just asked a taxi driver, "What language do you speak?" And so he told me. I got on my Jesus Film app and I found his language. It's very easy to find. Then I found a film that had to do with a topic he was talking to me about, and it was shame and honor. And so I found a short 2-minute film, and I got it in his language. And I said, "Would you be willing to listen to this if I send it to your email?" He said, "Absolutely. If it's in my mother tongue, there's not many films in my language." So I sent it to him. Now, granted, remember, I got his email. So when I came back to America, I could still send him more and say, "Hey, this is the filmmaker you made that you met from America. Can I send you another short film and get your opinion on it?" I eventually started sending him short clips of the Jesus film, the resurrection section, or the portion about the crucifixion, and started getting his opinion on those, and just got him talking about God and spiritual things, and it led to a really rich time of me just sharing about Christ. And so there's stories after story of people just coming to Christ from seeing the Jesus film, and I just love what God is doing through short film, because people connect with film, and total strangers I can connect with within a matter of minutes, because everybody likes to be entertained.
And these stories obviously are so inspiring, and God uses technology such as the Jesus, I guess we call it the Jesus film, but now it's digitized and available, like you say, through the app. You have the short features and things of that sort. So God is continuing to do his incredible work, and like you say, so many stories that you're able to share. So how did you personally become involved or interested in writing?
The Jesus film also got me involved with.
Okay.
Yeah, so I started working on their journalism team, leading a team of about 15 editors, writers, filmmakers, and at the time I wasn't really writing. I had done some, teenage angst poems and things like that I dabbled in. Everybody's done that. But there was a time when they needed somebody to step in. We were a little short on writers, and I said, "Well, why don't you teach me?" They ended up sending me to the Florida Christian Writers Conference. And I caught a vision for writing, not just journalism for the Jesus film, but the Lord really started speaking to me about writing my own story and sharing sharing what God has done through my life. And so I write mostly nonfiction. I do dabble in some flash fiction and short stories, but God has just continued to use events in my life. So that's how the Jesus film really got me involved in writing, and it just kind of took off.
And so you kind of connected the dots there between your work with the Jesus film, your work in missions, and really from that kind of became your background. Does your work as a missionary, does that kind of show up and influence what you do as far as your book writing, if you will?
Absolutely. It's hard to separate the two, and I can see God's hand. And so I want to encourage people who are listening or watching, if God's got you in a career and you don't know really, what it's about, and it doesn't add up with what maybe God is calling you to do, you have no idea how he might be connecting those two in order to have his mission fulfilled in your life. And that's exactly what I see happened over in my life over the last 20 years is my call into the mission field and working with the Jesus film ended up getting me writing, and then now I'm teaching and having a part in raising up other Christian writers. It's just when I look at that panorama of what God's done over the years, I'm like, wow, your hand was in this the whole time.
Wow. Just seeing the presence of God.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.